Today, I want to talk about the Onion DAO hardware badge. What this badge allows you to do is that it's a full development board. It has a bunch of cool features that we'll talk about right now. And it allows you to learn how to do a bunch of the skills that you're going to develop here at Onion DAO. So on the badge is an ESP32S3 chipset. That chipset has a Wi-Fi antenna, it has a Bluetooth antenna, it has ESP Now functionality. Also on that PCB is a secure element, so you can actually have Solana key pairs and addresses. There are also two optional modules, the sub-gigahertz module and a mic and speaker module. These last two modules have to actually be soldered on to the GPIO expansion slots, as you can see here. But apart from that, all of the rest of the functionality comes built in. It has a USB-C charging port, which allows you to have easy connectivity with your computer. Now, I have flashed Onion OS on here. That is available on our Onion DAO Badge GitHub repository. It has all sorts of cool software, mods, etc. that people are building that you can check out. But for our purposes, we're going to flash Onion OS. So if you go under software, mods, and Onion OS, you'll see this whole software that we've written for the badge. What's cool about Onion OS is that it runs the Lua virtual machine on top of the C++ programming. And that means that developers here can share and write code that runs on each other's badges without having to reflash the badge over and over and over again. This is really cool. It has kind of some hard-coded Wi-Fi passwords and stuff for this location, which means that it'll work out of the box when you're at the Fair Center at Onion DAO. And otherwise, you can change the Wi-Fi, you can do all sorts of fun stuff. So to flash it, I'm gonna go ahead and go to my terminal here. I'm gonna open a new terminal. So to flash it, I'm just going to run software mods, Onion OS, scripts, build flash. This will automatically find my ESP directory where I have the CLI tooling that I need for this. Find the badge, as you can see, it's looking for the badge. It's found the badge. You have a nice little loading screen on there and start flashing the badge. While it's doing that, I have to shout out the fact that you can actually link this badge to your Onion DAO profile. We'll talk about how to do that in just a second. But once you have Onion OS on here, which I already do, it'll give you a badge ID and it'll show you how many onions you have. Onions, before you link your profile and your badge together, start off as a database entry. They're basically just points that you get for coming in every day at Onion DAO. So every day that you come in, you'll get like 500 onions. Every event that you go check in at, you'll get another 250 onions. But the second you link your badge to your profile, it'll generate a secure address, link the secure address to your profile, and what you get is all of your points will turn into tokens. You don't have to worry about this, but these are all tokens on the Solana blockchain. The great thing about all of these being tokens on the Solana blockchain is that we can do transfers, burns, all sorts of fun things very easily. For example, there are people who are playing around in the space who built a betting system for when they're betting on poker that they can do with onions. There's another person who is using the badge to use it as a gamepad controller to control a blimp, a helium balloon that has a gondola made out of circuit boards underneath. There's another person who put a book reader on their Onion OS, and so on and so on. We just had a workshop today about how to use the sub-gigahertz module to capture packets and how to use the mic and speaker to do triangulation. So the possibilities on this badge are really, really, really limitless in that you can kind of think about whatever you want to do, and there's a way to kind of do it on the badge. While this badge is super powerful, it's also very aesthetically pleasing. One of the aesthetics that you'll notice is that we chose an e-ink display rather than a traditional LED screen. This means that we have lower power consumption and aesthetically, I think it looks better. So this is done flashing. I have Onion OS now, and you'll see it's connected to the Wi-Fi, profile's refreshed. It sees my onions. It says continue. If I want to do Scripts Explorer, I can see all the different scripts that are installed. If I click refresh profiles, it'll show me the same profile. Like if I just spent onions or something, it'll go fetch the new balance really quickly. And then otherwise I'll be able to change the Wi-Fi under settings. Hopefully we'll add more settings in and other things than just Wi-Fi and stuff. We're currently only utilizing about 30-40% of the badge with our Onion OS. More than 50% is currently available. After the badge has been flashed, the other cool things I want to show you is our portal. So on oniondao.dev, you have access to your QR code, you have access to your sign-in code, and your tokens and all these things. You also have access to the guide, which is where our events live. You have access to this onions page. This is how you link your badge. For example, if you see on the badge, you see an ID 100,000 for me. If I wanted to link this badge, I would type in that ID, hit replace badge, or in the first instance, link the badge, and it would send a key. You got portal, you got acceptances. This is just accepting people that come to Onion DAO. We have a members directory. So all the people that are at Onion DAO that have come in at least once, they've checked in at least once, are on this members directory, which I think is kind of cool. You get to know people that were actually there and not just made up people. You also get a announcements channel, so if you don't want Telegram, we also send you announcements. You get that checked as well. And then finally, we have the admin section where I can do admin things. If you have any questions or suggestions on how to improve the experience, feel free to let me know. We're always looking to make our badge experience better and better. So this was a walkthrough on the hardware badge that you get at Onion DAO. Like I said, people have been loving the badges. It's an open platform on which they can hack, they can build, they can solder, they can learn how to write software, learn how to deploy software, and we're very excited to have people play around with these. Less than 50% of our attendance rate is engineers, so that means most of the people that are playing with badges here at Onion DAO are non-technical people. They're not people that have engineering backgrounds or coding backgrounds, but they do have an attitude in which they want to learn. And we are really happy to encourage and incubate that passion as much as we can. Hopefully you can get a hand on one of these badges for yourself, play around with them, and check in on our check-in beacon that's in the presentation room for one of the presentations. And that's it for me. Thank you.